creator behind CarolJo's. Sorry to YouTube, I am moving you over. All right, so that you can be side by side. I am live today on both YouTube and TikTok. And here we have, at CarolJo's, we do different things. We do chats twice a week, we do tutorials twice a week, and we do live events throughout the week. All right, we're gonna share out, if you could, everybody, because we will not have Ashley again this week. So go ahead, everybody, let's share out our the live. I'm gonna share it to my story, so you guys can share it to your stories. You can also share it to your friends. Let's see. I'm just getting this out there. And we are going to today, hi there, Gladys. I do not have my backup account, so if you guys are saying hi, I might miss it, and I'm not trying to miss it. But we are going to share this out. There we go, I got some. Hi, Melissa. All right. I've got a few done. I did not get all of my 15. Hold on. Do. There we go. All right. So I just shared it out. So what we are going to do today is we're going to have a chat day. First thing we're going to chat about, though, is what we normally chat about, and that is on Mondays. It is our quote for the week. And when I read this quote, I was like, I'm pulling it in. The reason why I'm pulling it in is because I thought of something, even though what is in the description of the post is a little bit different. But what I want to read to you, let me bring it up so that I can read it to you. Hold on. All right. It is, every necklace, bracelet, or earrings carries a story only you could tell. And one of the things that we talk about is that if you are creating jewelry to have your own like in-person events, or you would do a live event, you know, that type of thing. Hi, Murda. One of the things that you have to do is create a connection with them as part of how it all works. If you don't have a connection with somebody, they're not going to stay. They're just going to keep on going. And so when I read this has made me stop and think about, I've always talked about connections. And this quote is, to me, about those connections. Each piece has a story. It is something about how you created it or what you were feeling in that moment. There are things that you know that you can tell. And by sharing those feelings or sharing the inspiration or whatever it is about that piece is a way for you to build a connection with somebody. And so that's why I picked that quote, which is, every necklace, bracelet, or earring carries a story only you could tell. I think that will be what we need to think about when we're doing our events, whether it be live or in person. Hello, Kafta. So that's what I wanted to say about that. Thank you, Cece, for the heart me. I appreciate that. Thanks, Ducky, for the wink winks. So, hi, Jeffrey. So what I was also going to, we have chat times every Monday at 2 o'clock as part of our community here. This community is all about making jewelry and accessories and running a small business. So we are taking the time to talk about that. Any types of questions you have about those topics, you're more than welcome to put it in the chat and we will talk about it. It's also a time for everybody to share tips and tricks about jewelry making or, creating accessories. So that is what we're doing. We also do twice a week tutorials. One of our tutorials this week is going to be the purse charms. And then we will also be making hold on. I loved the description that I got for this one. So let me bring it up because I don't want to get it wrong, but I loved it. And now I can't remember it because I have a memory of 0. It is called Harmony and Spacing Bracelet. We're going to use Gorgonia 6mm size beads along with spacer beads to create stretch bracelets. Well, okay, so over here, someone's asking where to market our product. You can do it. You can market it any way that you want. You have to figure out what you want to do for marketing. Do you want to do it on live events? Like here, where I'm live, and you can do it that way. You know, you can promote it, you know, that type of thing. Hi, Lori. I will answer the question about pricing in just a second. You can also do in-person events. If you can find them locally around you, you can do all kinds of in-person events. So, and to find in-person events, I have in the past, I don't do them anymore, but I've used Facebook. I have used when I'm at an event, talking with other vendors, you know, word of mouth, just gone out and like picked a town and put in there, like either like craft fairs, you could do markets, that type of thing, and find it. So Melissa has a question. She said she's new to jewelry making and not sure how to price it for sale. Okay, so pricing jewelry is complicated, or pricing anything is complicated in a way. And you can take out some of that complications by doing this. Sometimes you can take what was the cost of all the items to create that piece of jewelry and multiply it by a specific number. Like some people do 3, some people do 5, some people do 10. It's your preference on what you want to do. And that's what you would do it for. So when I do it for actual items, I look at what all of my expenses were, like the shipping. I have insurance that I have to pay for. I have postage that I have to pay for. The actual item, that type of thing. When you get it all together, I figure out what it is and determine what I will price things for based upon all the expense for that item. But you don't have to get into that much detail in the beginning because you might not know what is the insurance expense. You might not know what the transaction expenses are. You will figure those out after time. And that's where a lot of people take the cost of like all of the components and findings to make the item and multiply it by a specific number. And that's a big, brief description. We can get into it more if you want more details. So you tell me how much more detail you want. Hi, Trisha. I do not have my backup account up, so that's why I'm not seeing them there. How much investment is required? That is totally up to you and your personal finances to be able to start a business. You're welcome, Melissa. Because some people invest what they can. Some people will go get a loan. Some people will find money out of their savings, whatever it is. And that's up to you how much you want to invest. That one I can't say that there's an exact number. One of the things I do want to talk about from my perspective of the what I do here. Okay, I'm bringing it up so that you guys can see. So Melissa says over here, she started with a little amount and thrift stores. And you can go to thrift stores, find items, take them apart and repurpose them. And remember, we go back to the quote that we had earlier today, where you have the story. Some people really do like the reuse of items. And if you talk about it, they love it. They love it. And Nordic Luna said, just know you're investing more time than anything. And it is. It is a lot of time invested in it. There is no other way to say it. And I have spent 20 years doing this, and that's the truth. It'll be 20 years in July that I had my first in-person event. I've been making jewelry. It will be 21 years in May. And I'll say, do I know the answer to every question? Nope. That's why we have a community here to help us all out. So what I wanted to talk about a little bit here today is because we are making that change on how we do the live events. We are going from the live claiming, where we're on the live, you guys claim, we put it in your basket. Afterwards, I will send you your list. That's not going to be the process going forward starting this week. Instead, we're going to have a showcase events. So tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Central, we will have our first showcase event. We will bring in debut items. Right now, I already have 7 items ready to go. We're going to be about 20-ish. Okay. This is from a past one, so don't think it's this because I don't want to leak out what we're doing yet. But here you have, when you come in, and I can't say what my studio, this is our studio. That's what we call it here because TikTok doesn't want us to say the real name. But if you look up here, you will see what the name of it is. I'm going to come over to YouTube in just a second so you can see it here on TikTok. There you can see it on YouTube. You go in there. You will come to the home page, home space. You will see wording up here that tells you what the event is and the date. If you touch that, it will take you to a list of all the items that we're going to talk about in that event. All right. So that's where you can then put them in your buggy. And then just like you do on any other studio, you can go ahead and take care of your buggy. That's how simple this is going to be. You just touch it, quantity, there. So I have to step away for just a minute. Let's get to 10,000 while I'm gone here for a moment. I'll be right back. Geraldine, hello. Go ahead and do that. Write your questions also in there, okay? And I will answer them. Give me a moment. All right, I'm back. All right. Okay. Lolly, I love your question. It was, it's been work, but what I will tell you, the one thing that I've learned over the last year is that I always said, even before, and Lolly's question, so just everybody knows, is how do we become as successful as you and convince our hubs to let us work from home? I always had a plan that I wanted to work and do this full time. and not have a corporate job. When my corporate job was eliminated, we say it was a blessing. It's allowed me to do this. And I had to stop and think hard about what I wanted to do. One of the things that I had to stop and think about was really, truly, how do I want this moving forward? A lot of individuals will have this thought process that if I show you what I have, it'll sell. But if we go back to what I talked about when we first came in with this week's quote, it was about the story and being able to tell the story. And I said also that you have to create a connection. You literally have to, whether you're doing an in-person event, doing a live event, anything, you have to create a connection. If you don't have that connection, it's not going to go anywhere. And I hate to say that because people don't, it scares them. Don't be scared about it. If you can go and do an in-person event and you're okay and you were able to do that, you can do that here live. Or if you're here live doing it, you can do it in person. You have to determine what you'll do to make a connection. Thank you, Melissa, for the wink wink. I appreciate it. And that's one thing that is one of the hardest things to think about, because we are all like, I got a product here. It should just go flying. I was restricted. I am going to appeal because they need to realize I'm not directing anybody. Let me see what it said for it. They're saying I'm redirecting, and I am not redirecting. I'm explaining. So hopefully that TikTok, it's back to green. So they must have like appealed it. So what I want to say about that is that we need to think about how can you create a connection. So, and a lot of times it is through stories. It is through, I don't know how else to say it than meaningful conversations and thinking about it. And it's not everybody's easiest thing to do. I can tell you, when I first went live, it was one of the hardest things to do. I might not have anybody on there, but you know what? I talked like there was somebody there, because at some point it's going to happen. Are you going to get rejection? Yes. Okay, I'll answer that one here in just a second, Lori. That is a good one, and I will get it. And so that's one of the things. They talk about, you can do email lists to connect. You can do the videos here. You can do all of that kind of stuff, but you have to be able to connect. Hi, Nikki. Yep, rejection is part of the process, and it's a hard one. It is hard to be rejected. The first time I was ever rejected to the first time I was ever rejected to a juried event, it hurt me personally. I felt hurt. Like, how could you not want it? But I had to take a step back and think about it from this aspect. If you were in that juried event, like the last 2 or 3 years, okay, you have a great day too. Come back. We are usually live at 2 p.m. weekdays and 8 p.m. at night. And I'm Central Time Zone. So you have to think about, if they want to succeed, they have to bring in different vendors. They can't always have the same vendors every year, or they're not going to have people come, and then the vendors are not going to succeed. So you have to not take it personally and understand it's business. It is not you. It is not your product all the time. Sometimes it is you. I can tell you, when my kids were little, a lot of people would come to and shop with me. But as my kids grew bigger, they didn't. So I had to change how I did it for me for it to work. And I loved what Lori said, or Nordic Luna, sorry. Nordic Luna said, whoops, I missed it here. She says, I think a big part is knowing yourself and being honest with yourself. And that's the truth. You can't come across as fake and expect to get a connection. So so does mine. He's like, he tells me I need to get out of the house more. I don't think so. I got out last night for the Super Bowl and I was perfectly fine, but I would have been perfectly fine sitting and watching the Super Bowl at home. I'm okay either way. That's just who I am. But the thing with working from home is that you have to set a schedule and stick with it. You can't let other things sidetrack you without it taking away from time. So think about it this way. If you work a 40-hour work week, you're going to have to work a 40-hour work week from home. And if you're doing that, you're going to have to like take away time from the family because you did something else in that time. Just like if you're at your job, if you didn't do your 40 hours in the normal work day, you have to make it up. Ducky's bored at home doing it part-time. I do this full-time and I am not bored. But I love what I do too. So I do need to answer Lori's question where she asked, how do you take care of your list if it's not at 50 for the zero shipping? And that is when you see items tomorrow night or any night, they'll be here. Whoops, not there. Hey, you guys see me and Ryan when we're in the Mustang. That's my screensaver. Hold on. I'll get there. Just either take a screenshot of this and send it to me in an email, or somehow or another, I need to know what it is so that I can add it to it. I have had this big, huge binder that has a list of to-dos in it. And if I don't get my whole list done, I get overwhelmed. So Nordic Luna said that she finds a list of to-dos is too long to get bored, just overwhelmed. And it does. So I literally have to like write little small ones if I need to remember something, but I can't do it for everything because then I just get overwhelmed. No, I will be live tomorrow night. It's tonight I'm not going to be live. So what happens is if you would like tonight or tomorrow night, I'm going to say, so like tomorrow night, if you would put things in your buggy and you still have an open list, they're separate systems. So they should not interact with each other. When it goes into your buggy, it does not pull from inventory. So that was a question. Does it pull from your inventory? It does not. Only when your buggy is taken care of does it take away from the inventory, which is just like, let me ask you, when you're on the Zon and you put something in your buggy there, it doesn't take it away until you take care of it. I'm not sad, Derek. I am just fine. I am not sad. I'm just cold though all of a sudden. It's like 50 degrees outside in South Dakota, and for some reason I am cold in the house. I was outside earlier. So yeah, so that, and I know some of you are like, what happens? Just think about it. What happens when you're on the Zon and you have items in your buggy? I can't put the two together, Lori. So if you have items, think of, I'm just going to give hypotheticals. Thank you, Derek. I'm going to give you two hypothetical, Lori. So let's say because I don't know. So let's say you have 35 on your list. and you need 15 to get to the 50 for your subtotal. Yes, hi gaming 101. Then what I would do is ask you to send me 15, not 15 items, but the 15 value. Thank you. I got to think the word. To get to your 50, I will add those to your list, send you the list, and yep, item cost. And then I will send you the list, and then you can take care of that list. Then any other items that you have in your buggy should be okay. So Lori, if you want to, but there's only one, you go to take care of your list, you should get that there's only one, like a message telling you that, so you continue on and then allows you to do it, and you will get that one. All right, you got it. There you go. Thank you, Sammy. See, I can't believe how warm it is. You'll be getting our weather here shortly, Ducky. As I say, what's the temp where you're at there, Rose? Hi, Roger. You're welcome, Lori. So, and I know a lot of you took care of your list. So that works. Yeah, you guys got hit in New Jersey with snow. We actually, in my area where I live in South Dakota, we didn't get the snow. Other areas did. It's 25. Holy buckets. Okay, so what's going to happen, Lori, is that starting tomorrow with those items, if you have the number from tomorrow's debut items going forward, they'll all work that way. And then like Wednesday, we're going to have a encore event. Sorry, I don't have anything up on there, so you guys just heard my ding. So thank you for your support of whoever that was. I don't know, but thank you. It will, those items from that will also be able to be done that way. And as we go, we'll just keep adding. That's a lot of snow there. I do not. So that's one thing I want, like, so it's going to be going forward as we get them in there. Because I do have to set some settings for it to work. And the items that we have out there, I don't have those settings set. We don't have it here. Oh, thank you, Cece. That was you. Thank you. I didn't have anything. I don't have my backup account on. And if I don't have my backup account, my tablet is the one that does the cha-ching, and it's black. And it's got a lot of prints on it. So yeah. If you, the multicolor square acrylics, Nordic Luna, if you would, if you've got that number in there, you can either DM it to me here or send me an email. I can look and see. I live in the U.S. in the state of South Dakota. That is where I live. I don't say exactly where. So I can look and see, and then, oh, I said Nordic Luna. I'm sorry. Holy buckets. Lori knew what I meant, and she said, okay. I'm getting people mixed up. So, yep. I I don't talk about that here because that's not, we're talking about the subject of jewelry and accessory making or running our small jewelry businesses. Hi, Tom Jerry. Not right away, I won't. No, I am not on any commercials. I don't know who that is. You're welcome. So if you have something right now, Ducky, that you would like me to look at and we haven't put it out there yet, you can ask me and I can look it up in the interim. I don't know that I will get everything because you have to understand the number of beads and items that I have is a lot. So I can't do it right away all at once. So that's where it kind of is like, ooh. Okay, we don't make comments like that. So you're going to time out. What other kind of questions do you have? Because I want to take this time just to be very conscious and not be like rushing along to talk about something else. So if I'm pausing, it really has to do with taking the time. Can you, Rose? You are a mod, right? Thank you.
There's this.
Yep, she put, and you know what she did in it? She put beads in it. Did you paint today at school?
No.
Well, how did you get so painted today?
Posca markers.
Oh, okay. Okay, thanks, Rose. Okay, now let me go back in here. Are you going to do sections like findings, gorgonias, etc., where they will all be together and accessible? I know what AI is. I was going to say, right now, if you go out there, I'll bring it back up here because I want to show you. If you go to the S word, oh, I'm restricted again. Let me see. Oh, it didn't prove it. Darn it. Okay. We'll get through this today. If you would go to here where it says it, over here, there are some different categories. So yes. So we're going to have categories on it. Sorry, I'm doing something over here. There we go. Oh, your kids don't have school? We had conferences. And so I've already did conferences for Buttercup. So it was book fair day. So I did get one fun thing and one book at the book fair. And I'll add more. Like the beatable pens are out there. All the tools are out there. Gorgonias are out there. But I only have one type of gorgonia. I'm waiting for pictures. Bye. I know. I was going to say bye. I love you. All right. Now, did you eat some lunch?
No.
Did you want to ask Opa to get you something for lunch?
No.
Do you want some pizza?
No.
Are you not hungry?
Yeah.
You're not snacking, are you? You snacked.
Yeah, because I didn't know I wasn't supposed to.
Huh?
I said I didn't know I wasn't supposed to.
Well, hello.
I
Okay.
ate some Cheez-It stuff.
Huh?
I ate some Cheez-It.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll come talk to you in just a little bit, okay?
Okay.
All right. Love you. Bye. See you later, alligator.
Oh, no. I need some more stuff. Hold on.
Oh, she needs more stuff.
I forgot the whole reason I came in here.
Well, hey, I was on video chat when we were doing it, and I don't like to buy the fun stuff. It's book time. It's books. And she's just like, "Ugh, I want the fun stuff."
Can I get some of these?
Yes, you can. So, but we buy books for her a lot, don't we? She's like, not as many as I want.
Yeah, because you don't want to go to Barnes & Nobles.
Because...
Can I tonight?
No, not tonight. We have a school board meeting. So, okay.
When are you guys going to that?
I don't know. I got to figure that all out. I don't know if Opa's
going. Are you
going
going to tell them that you don't want to?
Yeah.
Is every parent going?
No.
Then why are you going?
Because I want to.
To why?
Because I want to have... Okay, now I'll hold on just a second. I'm going to tell you this. Can we have this conversation after my live? Because it's a long one and it is about advocating on your behalf. Okay? And also advocating my thoughts on it. Okay? I'll tell you why. It's not that I don't want to. It just takes more than a minute to tell. And she's like, oh, did I open a can of words? Hi, Beads. Hi, Zuli.
I'm trying to figure out, like...
I'll explain it. Give me a half an hour at most, okay? And I will come talk to you because it's a good question to have. And I'm proud that you asked it. Sorry. It was a good question to ask. Yeah, she is very persistent. I've tried to talk to her that, you know what, you guys like her, but sometimes I want her to understand that this is really my job. And if I were to have a job, I wouldn't be able to answer all of your questions like that. And that we need to hear and listen for, I'll talk to you after that, because it's true. What she's asking for is, I believe, is great that she's asking. Well, hello from Australia. Tonight is a just to let everybody know why there isn't going to be a live tonight, and we're going to do it on a Thursday night instead, is that our school district is looking at going to a 4-day week instead of a 5-day week. Yep, it's a just not right this minute conversation. It'll be when I get off my live. Give me a half an hour and we'll have it. And she gave us, we asked her her opinion of it, and she gave us back what she thought. And I think that it should be heard tonight. Yep. I love that, Lori. And it really comes to, we don't talk politics here at all. We only talk about jewelry making and that type of thing. So I do have to do this because that's one of the things. There's things that we don't talk about here, and that's one of them. Hello, Junior. Hello. I'm not trying to say that. I am, hold on. I'm not rude. I am just saying that is one thing that I will not do. We do not talk politics here. So we're having a chat time about it. So I am going to do something here. Hold on, everybody. I got to figure out how to do this. I did say hi to you, and I didn't say hi to everybody that's come in. Okay, I'm trying to figure out. Can't do it there. I'm trying to figure out how to turn this off. This is what I'm going to say. We're here to talk about jewelry. That's literally what we're here to talk about. Once you introduce other things into our chat times, it takes it away from what we're doing here. I'm not a big fan of the 4-day. Nope, I don't want that. Sorry, I've got to figure something out. Nope. Oh, geez. Oh, golly, I can turn a green screen on. I don't want the green screen. Whoop. Turn the camera off. There we go. Yeah, I agree with you on that one, Lori. But the other thing, yes, this is where I'm like, okay, thank you, Zuli. I'll let you two figure that out. I'm going to go over here and answer questions. Thank you, Zuli. Thank you, Rose. I appreciate it. He is, and then everybody else was upset about it. So it is what it is. But what I want to say is, just on the school thing, is that Ryan brought up a good point. Do we work 4-day work weeks at most of our jobs? We don't. So how are we setting our kids up to succeed when they always got a 3-day work weekend or 3-day weekend, and when they're going to have to work 5? We want them to be set up for real world examples. The world doesn't work on a 4-day work week all the time. So that's it. And then I will let you guys know. I'm gonna get back to our we are going to, on Saturday during our charm event, that one will still be a live claiming with numbers. And what I'll do is either if you wanted your total number, I will get that during the live, or we can do it afterwards and I can just send you a message with the number. Yeah, and we all have to. Yeah, and it's because that we're doing that because of the number of charms that we have. It doesn't make sense financially for the amount they are. If you guys want me to keep them at a lower cost, that we're going to do it that way. The focals are probably going to be the same way until we can get into higher quantities of focals. Thanks, Zuli, for that comment. I just read it. So yeah, so we're gonna have a couple of events that will be like claiming, but majority of everything is going to be on the studio. Yes, and I would actually have to photograph most of those because the vendors that I get majority of those from are not in the vendors that send me pictures. So that's why. Yep. And I can already turn that one on. That one's out there. I was going to say, could be Ronnie. Hello. I'm like, I had to stop and read that and like put the spaces in. So hello, welcome in. So what other questions do you guys have? Are you excited about this? You can tell me. This kind of scares me because technology isn't my friend, and I'm okay with that. I do have a pinned video out there that you can watch that I show you how to go through everything. It goes step by step. It's about a 3-minute video to help you with all of that. I am doing good. How about you? So that's out there. It is a pinned video on TikTok. On YouTube, it is under the video section. It's the last video underneath my video section. Yep, I do know where Ethiopia is at. Nope, you will not need, as long as you have the label that you're talking about, Lori, and I didn't grab one for today, and I feel bad. I'm going to grab the same one I've been using. Let me grab it. Yo, tell me what you want, what you really want. Thank you, Geraldine, for saying that. I'm great. So if you guys look at the bottom of the labels, you have the value, and then you have these numbers. When you have this label, as long as it is out on the site, shoot, I wasn't supposed to say that word, on the studio, you will be able to get it then. If it's not out there while we're transitioning, just let me know and I will look for it. All I could think of when I said 3 hour, I was like, on a 3-hour tour. Does anybody know what the 3-hour tour was about? All right, Lori. Yep, Lori got it. Gilligan's Island. So did Cece. So, yep. When I said 3 hour, I'm like, we're not taking a tour because that really was in my head. Now I'll be like, we should watch Gilligan Island. Yep, I will show ya. I'll bring it up here. Let's go home. All right. So instead of doing live claiming like we have in the past, Beads, we're going to do it where I do a showcase. I'm going to showcase all of the items that we have for the day. So tomorrow night will be our first showcase. We're going to have roughly 20 items. And instead of live claiming, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about ways you can use it. You guys can ask more questions about it because we don't have the time right now. Well, now we do. So that's okay. We're going to talk about this. And each live, you will see there is a name and a date for what the latest one. So then all you have to do is do this. And this will bring up all the items that are there. And then whoops, hold on. I hit something down below. So let me go here. There we go. And then you just put them in your buggy, and there will be a list longer than this. So this one was an example with only 2 in it. So we'll do that. And then I can do that. When I go to explain it, I will use that number. Thank you for asking that. Because I was like, how am I going to give you a number? But literally, you can either put that number that we talk about up here. Let me get up there in that, the search magnifying glass and put it in. Or if it's that event, you can do that. And then we have one up here that says shop the live. And we're going to have the last few lives will be there by the date. If you missed one, you can go in and see what items were on that date. So you have a lot of different ways that you're going to be able to find them. The very first one here, this one only has 2, but if it were to have more than that, you can do this. It's called a carousel, and you'll get the first 16 items of that live. I don't have them all there, so that's why you have to go in and touch where I showed you here. Let me go home, and I'll show you. That's why you have to touch here if you want to see them all. If you have, like I do, or click, and then you'll see them all. So, yep, we are going to retire our numbers from, whoops, that's backwards. There we go. We're going to retire these numbers from a lot of lives. We're still going to have them on Saturday with the charm. What happens if, I'll show you here. I just got to go into here. So I'm going to show you on the Gorgonias, okay? So here it will have it. I touched it. Go. There we go. If it has more than one of them, it's grayed out. And the same thing will happen with each individual item. They'll be grayed out. The tools have the word tool and then a number after it. Gorgonias have a really weird number, but if I tell you my breakdown to Gorgonias, you'll understand it. Gorgonias are, let me bring one up so I can tell you. So it would be, oh dear Lord, I got to think about it. You got to remember, it's like CE for cat eye, G for glitter. You see, it's the letters. And then Gorgonia will be a G. And then the size, 6 millimeter, 8 millimeter, dash. And then it's a number after that of how I entered it into the system. So that's how you will find Gorgonia. So like cat eye, if the light green was the 5th one entered, it would be for the 6 millimeter, or these are 4 millimeters, sorry, 4 millimeters. So it would be CEG 4MM-005. And that is the 5th Gorgonia I entered. Why are you stealing a bag?
Because I can pack to go to night.
Did you? Oh, what do you? Okay. I'll talk to you in like 10 minutes, kiddo. 15, okay?
What?
Because I have 5 minutes still left. Okay?
What do you mean?
I have 5 minutes left of the live until 3, and then give me a couple minutes and then I'll be down, okay? So Gorgonias are probably one of the only ones that have that. Tools have tools, but everything else is going to be a 5-digit number, dash, and then a 3-digit number. I just didn't do that on the Gorgonias because I didn't want to mix them in with everything else. I have them separated downstairs. I know. And she's even, so we told her we were going to, she knocked something over and it just fell. She knocked it and it just finally fell. We told her that she was probably going to go stay with Ryan's brother. It's Uncle Nate and Aunt Rochelle. And so she's got to pack a bag to go stay there for a couple-hour meeting. I don't know why. And she's already in her pajamas. I'm going to have to say, this child does spend, I mean, last night we went to, it was fine bringing her there. She was perfectly fine. We brought her to the Super Bowl place where we went to go watch it. It was family friendly. And she doesn't really like separate herself from us except for to go to school. I'm that person that she doesn't go to daycare very often or go, you know, I don't know. She just loves, but she's got to be prepared for everything. All right, here we go. We are going to do a color. And both YouTube and TikTok can do this color. And what will happen starting today is that after the live, I will send you a code that you can use for this. So everybody go ahead and put colors in the chat. And someone got it. Let's see. Trisha L., you are the winner. You will get a code for 5 creative credits. that you can use on the studio. And so that will be, let me see if I can get something to show you what I'm talking about here so that you guys will know what I mean by this. We'll take the time. I'm just going to put this one in there. Okay. That's cute. So right up here, you will see your little buggy and it has an item in it. You touch it and then it'll ask you if you want to go and take care of it and how. And when you get in there, you have to do all this information. And there is a spot where you can enter in. I got to figure it out. I'm looking here. Oh, right here. That's where it's at. Right here. It says add the D word that I'm not supposed to say. And then you can put the code in there. And then hit the apply. Whoop. And now that I have that in there, unless I take it out, I'm going to start getting email. No, I won't because I didn't put an email in there. Huh. Well, I'll get it out of there. So that's how you do that. I forgot to tell you. Somebody was filtered. But Trisha, I will go do that. So yes. Disco ball. So we'll put those in there and get that to you so you can use them. All right. I have to do this. Sorry. Okay. Thank you. Right now, I think it's only one, but I'm doing some research on that one, okay? That's the one thing. And with the 5 creative credits, if you have more than one, I would create a new code and combine them all, okay? So that is the plan. But I will do some more checking on seeing if there's other ones that we can do together, okay? I don't know. So, all right. I am in South Dakota. I am going to hop off, everybody, because it's 3 here. And we have a little buttercup, as you all know, wants my attention. And I do need to give it to her. Thank you for understanding. If you guys have questions, bring them to us. Send me a DM. We can try to answer them. I can create videos or that type of thing because this is a big change. And I get that. That word is scary. But we're going to get through it just fine. I won't be on until tomorrow at 2 p.m. where we will have a tutorial. I will do a little video of what you need for it and an example for it so that you will be able to see what we're going to be doing. It is called a purse charm is what we're going to do. We're going to do an accessory tomorrow. So thanks, Lori. You all have a great night and we will see you tomorrow at 2 p.m. Central. Bye.